Hey there, everybody. Welcome to our new edition of Big Brother 25 Live Feed Spoilers. We are in the heart of day 85, and you know what? This is our double eviction preview. We are going to tell you, of course, what is going on the live feeds right now ahead of the first eviction. But that's not all. We're getting something else. I sound like the Price is Right doing like the voiceover guy. Is it a new car?
Yeah, you do.
Is Jack going to be voted out?
If they don't vote him out, I'm telling you, he's winning this game.
It's gonna be a very interesting show tomorrow night. Just because for pretty much what you just said is that this is probably the best time you're ever going to have to take Jag out of the game. He's not going to be able to play in the HOH, and
Yep.
then after that, the odds of him winning veto any given week are exponentially better. And with whatever they give them during the live show, there's at least a chance that it's going to be like a crapshoot or a mental comp or something like that.
Yeah, it is.
But okay, well, we'll take our time to get there because we have to talk about a lot of nonsense from the past couple of days, and there has been a lot of nonsense in part perpetuated by Felicia, which I kind of listen. I'm not saying it's good, but I kind of appreciate it from a content point of view. There aren't that many people left.
I know that you're team chaos with a lot of that stuff, but I know also like one of your biggest complaints about the end of the season, and I agree, is just that it does get a little more dull because nobody is causing any sort of chaos like this. There's only like 15 days left.
Yeah, just I want people who are going to look out for us because selfishly, we matter more than any of these people trying to get the money at the end of the game, right?
That's right. Feeders.
Feeders. Okay, all right. Well, we're going to have more live feed coverage, of course, from now leading up into that finale. So hit that subscribe button. By doing that, you make it so that we're able to continue to do these videos that we love so much. It is just a total blast coming on here and ranting about the game. And also, of course, Survivor is coming on like less than an hour from when we're recording this. We're going to be back to break that down as an addition. There we go. I found the word.
There is so much coming up here at the channel. Don't forget, guys, tomorrow, it's spooky season, spooky weekend. American Horror Stories is dropping 4 episodes tonight.
4.
Yeah, and we're going to have coverage of that as well. So if you are looking for just something to have like a good scare, it's hit and miss. Who knows? Maybe we'll get one, but we're going to be doing it. So hit that subscribe button and help support the channel.
I love is this going to be great or is this going to suck? There's really no way to know in advance.
Yeah, that show, it's like, I know we're Big Brother, but with American Horror Stories, that show is really like when it hits, it really hits and it's so good. And when it misses, it's so terrible. Like Maisie Day from Black Mirror. Oh, what a stinker.
It's sort of like when there's a bad player on Big Brother. Sometimes it's fun to just come on and talk about why a player is so bad. It's very similar.
Why is it every time you say bad player, my first thought is Devin?
It's because Devin is the greatest bad player.
I know.
And I will never get over Devin waking up people in the middle of the night to tell them about new additions to the bomb squad.
It was kick people out.
It is the single greatest week I have ever had as a live feed viewer. It's a good question for you guys in the comments. Let us know your favorite moment. Easily my most cringe moment was when Frankie decided to do a big theatrical reveal and him like making a big deal to the cameras about it in advance. But Devin, my God, Devin was robbed. Devin for second chances, third chances, every chance.
We were eating good with Devin. Okay.
All right.
But talking about this season, let's talk about Blue. She is likely going home or going to jury ahead of America.
Okay. So this is kind of the thing here is Blue's not Devin. Blue's not great either. Like, let's just be honest here. She's made it pretty far in the game. So, I mean, hats off, I guess, for that. You're a part of the jury. I'm not going to take that away from her. But Blue she doesn't see the bigger picture sometimes. And, it is easy to criticize Jag, too, and just be like, why are you getting rid of Blue, somebody who has a reasonable amount of loyalty? But Blue, she just doesn't understand that she's more of a competition threat than a lot of other people in the house to Jag, other than Matt, who, has been like his final 2, because it's not like Blue's won a lot of competitions, but she's done well in a lot of competitions. Like she did well in this past veto, and, she did well in the veto before that. Like she has done a good job competing. And Jag's whole thing right now is I want to just win my way to the end, which
Hmm.
I love Jag. I have said this as a person. I think he's great. I would have a good time hanging out with him. It's hard to get that excited about I'm just going to win my way to the end as a viable strategy just because it barely ever works, but if you're going to do it, you might as well just commit to it to the best of your ability.
There's only 15 days left. Like, this is, it would be one thing if he's like, oh, I'm going to win my way to the end and there's like 80 days left. But I mean, we're so close to the end. He could easily win his way to the end and make my dad very happy, who is rooting for Jag.
I am like your dad in that I am rooting for Jag as well. Like, there is a part of the traditional Big Brother fan in me that is fighting this internally because I'm like, do I really want to reward somebody who's really only caring about competition wins first and foremost? Because I love strategic plays. I love big moves. I love people like Dr. Will and Dan who didn't win a lot of competitions, but I do like Jag. We're all a little bit of hypocrites sometimes. Let's
Yes.
just put it that way.
Mhm.
Okay, Felicia, your girl Felicia.
Oh, boy.
She's having a day. She's having a few days actually. So
Yeah, I know.
today, like not that long ago actually, she's claiming that she feels bad about Blue not knowing that she's going, and she basically delivered an ultimatum to Jag this afternoon that either she's going to tell Blue that she is going or she's going to vote to keep her. One way or the other, Jag gets to choose. Jag says, "Okay, you can go ahead and vote to keep her in the game." He knows he knows she's going to be going anyway. I mean, we'll see if this holds, but the whole thing is very ridiculous. Also, Jag putting off telling Blue, like I'm sure he's going to tell her. It's also a little bit cowardly, and I also understand it. Nobody wants to be in a house with somebody who's really sour, feels betrayed by you, and just wants to curse you out all the time.
Yeah. And I mean, for me at the same time, I don't want somebody leaving to go to jury feeling bad and bitter, but at the same time, I don't want to give them enough time to turn something around. I mean, this has been a season of flip-floppers. That has happened. So it's really about timing and making sure that it's the right time to tell her where she doesn't feel like a dum-dum leaving out the door, because then, Jag can win his way to the end, but if people leave out the door feeling bad about it, then he's going to end up in a Paul spot where it's like, he was in such a good position to win, but nobody was happy with how he treated them that nobody voted for him.
It's really funny with Felicia right now in particular because she keeps doing these things where it's sort of like she's playing a very strange game of basketball where it's like her basket's on one end and Cerie's basket is on the other, but she doesn't know which basket she's supposed to score in. So she keeps scoring for Cerie instead of scoring for herself. Like, if she actually does this, Blue probably is going to think that it's Cerie who voted to keep her and is probably going to go to jury and vouch for Cerie instead of Felicia as this person who stuck their neck out for her.
I know, unless there's some way to let her know.
Okay, so Blue has also had this conversation with the camera saying that she's going to throw hands if she gets evicted.
Okay.
And yeah, Blue, congratulations for being a big talker who's not going to do anything. And
No.
she had this talk with Jag earlier, and her read on this conversation is that Jag really wants her to stay. She's got a great grasp, guys, on people's energies, what they're projecting to her. Jag is no Dan Giesling, but Jag is snowing Blue in a way in which Blue is lost in a blizzard. Unless somebody just straight up tells Blue, there's no saving Blue now.
It's going to be really tough for Jag. He does need to tell her, and he needs to find the right time to tell her and tell her in the right way. It's the only way he's going to be able to save that vote.
All right. Felicia, part 2 of a million. Felicia has continued her mess towards Cerie in many forms, continuing to throw under the bus.
Handing her the bus schedule.
She's given her the bus schedule. I think she's given her an alternate route. I think Felicia, I don't fully get it. I don't know if this is just I am really worried that Cerie will be taken to the end over me. Am I jealous of Cerie's gameplay? Am I bored? Like, I don't understand it fully, but we had a little bit of Big Brother telephone here because Matt told Suri earlier in the week that he would consider targeting Jag before the end of the game.
Mhm.
Suri then tells Felicia,
Mhm.
and then, of course, because Felicia can keep nothing a secret, Felicia then goes and tells Jag. And, Jag hasn't had full confrontations about it, but I think it is eating at him. And I think that a lot of the stuff that Felicia is saying, it's leading up to what's going to be a really interesting divide over the next however long the game lasts and however long Matt and Jag are in the game together. The bromance, it might be breaking, everybody.
Well, you know whose fault this is? Because it's actually not Felicia. That's the thing about
Yeah.
it. Like, Felicia deciding to go tell Jag, okay, that's fine. Even Suri going and telling, Felicia, that's fine.
Yeah.
Matt shouldn't have said anything. Like, why would you do something like that? There's no reason to do that. He already has a close enough relationship with Suri. He doesn't need to tell her that to make her feel better. He can tell other things to her to make her feel better. He doesn't have to be like, I'm considering handing Jag the bus schedule, so don't worry about it. Like, what did he think was going to happen? That's a pretty big thing to even consider and tell somebody. Like, it's just, I understand he's probably trying to be like, oh, I want to make Suri feel a bit better. Maybe I'll distance myself a little bit from Jag, so maybe it'll look like, hey, I'm still with you, don't worry, like, I'm not with him as much. But like, there's got to be another way, because this is exactly a worst case scenario. Matt's going to tell Suri, Suri's going to tell Felicia, Felicia's going to tell Jag. Way to go, Matt. It's your fault for saying it.
Okay. All of this leads to, there are some thoughts in my head that sometimes I'm afraid to put out into the universe. I guess it's a tinfoil hat.
Me too. I just blame Matt for all of that, which it is his fault. I'll take it. I have my hard hat on.
Okay, you can have your hard hat on. I'll put a hard hat and a tinfoil hat on at the same time here, because there is a part of me that thinks that deep down in Matt's heart, Matt just wants to go to the end with Suri, and that Matt's ultimately cares more about Suri. This is the same as, okay, I'm very concerned with what I'm about to say. I'll even say the joke now. We'll see if this ends up in the final cut for when this video gets posted on YouTube. I think Riley had more chemistry with Jag than she did Matt. I think there was something more there with those two than there was with Matt. Is going to find me at the end of the season, and Matt is going to tackle me.
Oh my goodness, he's going to sniper wolf you. Show up at
the house. No, please. What is that? The second sniper wolf shout out this week? Okay, all right. No, I just think that Matt, because, go back to Riley. Riley made a big deal about trusting Suri, and I think, Suri's a mother figure to Matt. Matt has to realize that Jag is dangerous in the game, and this is just, we get comments all the time on these videos that are just like, Suri shouldn't be there. What is Suri doing? Suri doesn't deserve to win. And it's just like, this very thing, the fact that Matt did, as you astutely said, something that he should not have done.
No.
It's because Suri makes people feel so comfortable that they can come to her and tell her anything.
Yes.
And she can then go behind their back and do stuff, and they won't even be that mad because it's Suri, and they still love Suri, and they care a lot about Suri.
Yes, that is what the magic of Suri is. Like, yeah, I've seen the comments say, oh, what has she done? Oh, she's not winning anything. You don't have to win anything to win Big Brother. It's not the only way to win the game. You can win the game in all kinds of different ways. And being social with people and building those bonds so that they will be loyal to you no matter when they get sent out the door is a jury vote, which is really at the end all that matters.
It's pretty clear at this point that Jag is threatened about this relationship between Matt and Suri. He knows that a lot of people don't want to get Suri out right now, including Matt. Like, we talked a little bit about this in the video earlier this week. Jag contemplated putting up Suri potentially, but Matt wasn't about it. So I think Jag is pretty worried at this point that the longer Suri stays, the bigger problem it is, to the point where he even makes this argument over the past 24 hours, again, conjuring the ghost of Riley here, that Suri wasn't really on his side with that vote, and that she was just working as this source of false hope, which, Jag's not wrong here. He's telling the truth. Sari just strung all of that along for a long period of time, knowing full well that Riley was going to be leaving. But talking to Matt about a lot of this stuff is just sort of talking to a brick wall. Like, he's got a couple of opinions set in stone that I don't know if he's ever going to budge from.
Yeah, I mean that really is the way that is. And for Jag, I mean, besides winning his way to the end, that's the only way he gets to the end at this point. I don't think anybody in this house is going to take Jag with them to the end. That would be really a dumb move.
No, yeah, it would be completely nuts. Like,
Right. So let's say that, they're getting to the final three and it's like Sari and Matt and Jag. Like, none of it really matters unless Jag wins and he gets to choose who he brings, because Matt's not going to bring him. I can't see Sari wanting to bring him. Like, it's a tough situation.
it's going to be quite the finale night moment. Matt winning the final HOH, taking Sari to the final two, and then probably losing to Sari in the final two. Because I think Matt's got a great story. I felt higher on Matt a few weeks ago. He hasn't won it. He really needs to win more, because I don't think that he's anywhere near as good of like a charismatic public speaker as Sari is. I think Sari will completely just dominate him in the jury when it comes to making that case right now.
Yeah, I think Matt seems like a nice enough guy. I mean, I don't know him at all, right? But I mean, the thing about the whole the situation that he's in is that it's like Sari is controlling a lot of sort of social game with Matt, and then you've got Jag on the other side with Matt, and he's winning everything, so he's keeping Matt safe.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, okay, so here, and then here's Matt, and it's like, okay, so you've got Sari on this side keeping you good over here, you got Jag over here keeping you good. Then what's your speech?
It's a really good point. Like, that is the situation that Matt is in. He can't claim enough stuff as his own right now. Like, he's got a couple of things, but there's a 100-day season. You need a lot of things. And Matt really, he doesn't buy into a lot of what Felicia is saying in general about Sari, and that's fine. Like, she's clearly not telling the truth about everything. Like, last night's show proved that when she pretty much blatantly lied about Sari supposedly telling Blue before Veto that she was directly the target. But you know what? If you're Matt, you're never going to do it. But you need to go further with Felicia. You need to go further with Bowie Jane. You need to really consider going with people who you can beat, going with people who don't have that sort of a story or a reality TV, like cachet in the past.
100%.
Okay, so by the way, Sari does know now that Felicia has been dragging her throughout the house, because Matt finally told her last night, and I really wanted the drama. Like, I really wanted a confrontation, but Sari's clearly upset about it, but she's putting on a brave face and being cordial. I think she knows that nothing really good is going to come out of, like, going and calling her out on it.
No, I'm glad that she didn't. She doesn't need to. I mean, you're 15 days away to the end. Like, what is that going to do? And again, like, everybody that's left is a jury vote. So getting into like a huge fight, like, what a terrible game move that would have been. She made the right choice.
Yeah, she did. And that's just, once again, what Sari is so good at, making smart decisions in the moment. I think she is baffled about why Felicia would want to do all of this, because Felicia doesn't have a lot of clear paths to the end, especially with Matt or Jag, who she would probably lose to easily. Like, sticking up for them or throwing her under the bus, it doesn't seemingly benefit her.
Okay, guys, double eviction is tomorrow night. How much trouble is Jag in? Leave it in the comments. Do you guys think he's actually going to go home or not? And by home, I mean jury home.
I think basically, this is the situation that I sort of feel like it's in at the moment, is that America and Sari, they're both lying to Jag about their targets. You obviously want Jag to feel as safe as possible going in, so that maybe he won't try as hard to win the veto. I don't think he's going to buy any of that, because I think he's going to try no matter what. I think he knows that a lot of people would put him up. America, Sari, probably Felicia too, even if there's this quote-unquote final four with her, Sari, Matt, and Jag. Like, Felicia, despite all of her bad-mouthing and all of her drama these past couple of days, like, she's not a dum-dum. Like, she's not going to, I think,
No.
completely look away at an opportunity to boost her resume and get out like a really significant threat.
Yeah, 100%.
The Okay, this is the biggest question: is that would Bowie, Jane, and Matt really keep Jag safe? Like, even if Jag doesn't win the veto, like, let's just say that Jag is vulnerable. For now, it feels possible like neither one of them would nominate him, but Sari could get in Matt's ear. Like, it's possible.
Yeah, I think that this is just my own tinfoil hat. I think that they would
Yeah.
keep him. And the reason why I think that they would keep him is because he's going to keep them. I think they may be in a position where, they may think like, okay, he'll keep us then again another week or whatever. He'll help get us to the end. He's
Yeah.
winning everything. So we can get to the end and we can deal with him right at the end and just not take him.
Yeah, I think that's probably where they're thinking too. I think it's just, we're pretty close to the end, but we're not at the end just yet. And you might as well keep someone who will help you get to that point. And then after that, you can start to make some other moves. I think it's going to be a really, really interesting double eviction show, mostly because these are really short. Like, there's not a lot of time to do long competition. So there's not going to be an endurance like there might be the Jeff Schroeder Memorial Clown Shoe competition where you like run and grab something and run back. Like, maybe Jag will have a chance of that if that's the veto. But
Yeah.
what if the veto's a Q&A? What if the veto's just something purely memory-based and mental? He's not going to have an advantage over anybody else there.
No.
We'll see what happens. This is tomorrow. We will be back to discuss the fallout of all of that. Hopefully, we're going to be in for a good dramatic time the rest of this season.
Yes.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much. Hit that subscribe button. And thank you to our patrons as well for your support. We really appreciate that. And we'll see you here next time.